Hi, welcome to Red Eye's Funny Talk. I'm your host, Andy Boyle. This week we have Mikey Manker, and here's a quick clip of his.
I went to the doctor for my yearly checkup, which was about 20 years overdue. I've been a doctor a very long time. And when you go to the doctor, when you go in the office, you sit there, and before the doctor comes in, his assistant comes in. And she's like asking these questions like, hey, do you have any pains? No. And she goes, all right, do you smoke or do you drink? I go, no, I don't smoke. I do drink. And she goes, all right, do you drink socially or every day? And I go, both? Is that good? I drink, but there's people there. Does that count? And she goes, do you ever drink alone? I go, oh yeah, all the time. It's fantastic. And she got kind of concerned. I'm like, well, no, it's fine. I do drink alone, but I'm not like sad about it. Like I'm not like in my room with the lights off. I'm like polishing a shotgun and drinking whiskey. I'm on the couch. I'm watching TV, playing guitar. Everything's fine. I'm happy. She goes, all right, so you drink alone. I go, alone, but right, roommate should be home soon. Right then, everything's fine. Cool, everything's fine.
Thanks for being on the show, man.
Oh man, thanks for having me. Finally we're doing this.
Finally.
After
I was much persisting. So I got some questions to ask you, and let's do this.
Do it.
So 40 million people visit Chicago every year. What's one place they should never go?
Okay, I'm not going to say like Humboldt Park or Wrigleyville because that's kind of, I'm going to say with my experience today, don't go downtown.
Okay.
It's miserable. If you've been, like, I don't ever go, I go downtown maybe twice a year and I regret it every time. It's just honking and there's people everywhere and there's signs that say falling ice. It's a nightmare. And then there's a guy with a clipboard trying to get you to save a whale that you'll never meet.
You only want to save whales that you're going to meet?
Yes. Just make sure that they exist.
So if they have a whale like on the Michigan Avenue, I'll give a couple bucks.
Yeah, if I can see him. If I can see how bad off he is.
Great. All right, next question. So you're a server at a restaurant.
Yeah.
In 1918, more than 100 waiters were arrested for poisoning bad tippers in Chicago. Tell me the worst thing a customer's ever done to you.
Well, first of all, kudos to those people. Good job, those guys. The worst thing that's ever happened to me was back in like 06 or 05. I was living in St. Louis. I was working at this really crappy restaurant. And this is before I had a cell phone that could take a picture. But I had this table wrote on there. They didn't tip me. They wrote on the credit card receipt, try harder next time. Insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those are. And
then I had to turn it in like you turn in your checkout thing, and my boss saw it. He's like, "What happened?" I go, "I don't know. I guess I didn't try hard enough." He's like, "We'll try harder next time." I'm like, "All right. I don't know what you."
Like if they show up the next time, like they're like close.
Yeah.
They're like,
close.
"Oh, you're getting there.
You're getting there.
You're getting there, buddy." All right, next one. You've lived in Chicago for quite a while. Where are the worst bathrooms in the city?
There are two sets. One, I don't think it exists anymore. One's the old Lincoln restaurant.
Okay, yeah.
The background of the Lincoln Lodge was some of the smelliest thing you could. But I would say the worst bathrooms are at Wrigley Field. Literally, like it's not bad. Like with the men, I've never been in women's, but men's bathroom is men's bathroom. First, second inning is fine. But 8th, 9th inning when it's hot and it's people just drinking beer, it's some of the grossest. You walk in, first of all, you're hit with like a wave. Like when you're in the subway, you hit like a wave of like that urine cloud.
Yeah.
That evaporated urine. You get hit with that, and there's puddles of not just regular water, just man water.
I love when you just like you go in there and for some reason it's always in the stalls, but you see like 3 or 4 empty tiny liquor bottles.
Yeah.
It's like, why'd you think you should just drop them off in the stall?
Exactly.
Like you couldn't just throw it away in the trash.
There's
like,
a trash can right there.
I want to make sure people know when I was drinking this.
And that's not worse. In the men's bathroom at Wrigley Field, there's troughs. You don't get that single urinal. You get this one horse trough to do your pissing in. And there's not a trough to put your liquor bottles in.
It's like I hope we're all real cool with each other.
Yeah, because if we're not, we have to learn how to be cool with each other.
Exactly. All right, fourth question. Chicago's got a lot of museums. What is a museum you think they should never have in Chicago?
I'm going to say a museum dedicated to the 2014 polar vortex.
What would they have?
Well, first of all, you walk in and it's negative 40 degrees, no matter what, just everywhere. And you're walking, and every corner you turn, there's a giant black. It might be snow, it might be a puddle, but it's always a puddle. So you gotta jump that, and then there's displays behind this glass of what people did during the polar vortex. Somebody waiting for a 3-hour pizza that hasn't came yet, and then one person, and then you get splashed with slush, and then before you leave, you got to pay a $300 gas bill.
That's funny. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, and like no matter where as soon as you walk in, I think that's when you should get splashed with water.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, welcome to Chicago.
Just keep getting splashed.
Like, oh, this is a really educational splash. Oh, that's funny. All right, last one. If Mayor Rahm Emanuel had a podcast, what would it be about, and what would it be called?
So I don't follow politics at all, but he's a bad guy, right?
He's a person. He's a mayor.
He's the mayor. You know what? It would be a podcast where I would interview him. I would talk to him. But it would just me telling him that don't worry about it. Everything's gonna be fine. I'd be like, listen, you ever play the game SimCity when you were the mayor of a city and everybody hated you no matter what you did? I'd be like, just play that and you'll be fine.
You can just take out as many bonds you can.
But if
aliens attack, it's okay.
Yeah, and if they're Godzilla, you can say you did it. But I honestly know he would have something like nerdy podcasts, like where he's talking about planting things, like gardening. Because Rahm Talk.
Rahm Talk. Well, thanks for checking out this week's Funny Talk. I'm Andy Boyle. This has been Mikey Manker. He still is Mikey Manker. And next week we'll have another awesome Chicago area comedian. Thanks for watching.